We are mere days away from E3 2019, and Bethesda has one of the first E3 press conferences of the year. I'll be flying out to Los Angeles to attend and will hopefully be coming back with some great reaction footage. That being said, in this video, we will be discussing what I hope to see from Bethesda, as well as what I expect that they will be showing. At first glance, this year's show isn't a standout. Unlike E3 2018, when everyone was on the edge of their seats to see what an online Fallout experience would be like, this year it appears that Doom Eternal is Bethesda's big game. So, let's get into what I hope to see at Bethesda's E3 2019 press conference. I'll just get this out of the way now, since I am surely going to be disappointed, but I really hope and honestly believe that we will see some kind of trailer for Starfield. I know Todd Howard said that we wouldn't, and he said the same about the Elder Scrolls 6, but I just think he is doing what you'd expect and at least keeping expectations in check. In fact, most people in the comments in my videos believe that we won't see anything for Starfield this year, mainly due to what Todd Howard said. I actually made a video specifically about this, so I'll keep it brief, but I believe Starfield is coming next year. However, it is a new IP, and Bethesda needs to start getting information about it out into the world. The average gamer knows what Fallout and the Elder Scrolls are, but outside of a small circle of hardcore Bethesda fans, no one really knows anything about Starfield. I think a brief trailer showing off some gameplay, mechanics, or just some story elements would do wonders to start to drum up hype. Plus, Bethesda needs to start winning back more of its single-player fans, don't you think? But hey, you'll get a disappointed reaction video from me if we don't see anything about Starfield, and then you can laugh at me in the comments. Moving on to the next thing I hope to see, and that is a new Nintendo Switch release from Bethesda. I recently made a Nintendo E3 2019 hopes and expectations video, and covered this there somewhat briefly, but I'm really hoping to see a Fallout 3 remaster or even just a regular port of the game. It is something that would fit perfectly on the Switch with its hardware profile, and fans have been asking for it since Skyrim was announced for the system years ago. Even better would be a Fallout collection for Switch, complete with Fallout 3 and New Vegas. If you want to get crazy, Bethesda could attempt to port Fallout 4 to the system, but that would take considerably more work to get running than just porting the last generation Fallout games. Either way, I think most Fallout fans would take any of those options to be able to play some Fallout on the go. Outside of a Fallout port, I hope we just see additional Switch support from Bethesda. Now for expectations. Since we know that Doom Eternal is the big focus for Bethesda this year, I expect that they will spend 20 to 30 minutes detailing new gameplay elements, perhaps some story beats, and showing off new environments and weapons. The grappling hook mechanic looks pretty awesome, so I think they may spend some time explaining more about how it works and if there are any limitations during actual gameplay. Taking a cue from Sony or from the Video Game Awards, I think it would be pretty amazing for Bethesda to include a live performance of some new Mick Gordon tracks made for Doom Eternal. The show is taking place at the Shrine Auditorium, which is regularly used for concerts, has hosted the Academy Awards, and just last year, the final scene in the movie A Star is Born was filmed there. This is just to say, if they wanted to do any kind of live musical performance, this is the place to do it. After Doom, the new Elder Scrolls Online expansion Elsewhere will have just released the week prior to E3, but I still think Bethesda will spend some time covering it. It is the Elder Scrolls after all, and they've continued supporting the game for 5 years now. It has a big following, but new people are jumping in every day. And who knows, Bethesda may tease the next expansion for the game due late this year or early next year. And that brings us to Fallout 76. The game released about 6 months ago, and to say it has been a somewhat rocky 6 months would be an understatement. But Bethesda has made literally hundreds of bug fixes, changes, and upgrades, and has just finally wrapped up the first major addition to the game, Wild Appalachia, this month. This means I think we will see them go into a lot of detail about the next content drop, Nuclear Winter. We don't really know a lot about it yet, and recent data mining suggests that it may include some kind of Battle Royale component, so there's that. Beyond Nuclear Winter, which releases this summer, I think Bethesda will take the opportunity to provide some information about Wastelanders, the content drop currently scheduled for this fall. It will likely come out around a year after Fallout 76's original release, and personally, I am hoping that it adds human NPCs. I think enough people have shared their disdain for the lack of human NPCs that Bethesda will add them in eventually. You can only take so many quests from robots, holotapes, and terminals. I expect we will also see some additional Wolfenstein Youngblood content. It releases in late July, so Bethesda will definitely want to take some time talking about the game. I think, since it is being billed as a cooperative experience, that they will show some of the features specific to the game that may be a lot different from what fans are used to. Bethesda recently showed a story trailer for the game, and it looks pretty good, so I am excited to see a bit more. At only $29.99, it seems like a good deal, but we don't know how long of an experience it will ultimately be. That leaves some of the other studios under the Bethesda Softworks umbrella to potentially announce something new. We haven't seen anything from Arcane Studios since they released Prey 2 years ago, so they may have something to show. Then again, 2 years may not be enough time for whatever they are now working on, and this may be something that is revealed at E3 2020. I wouldn't be surprised either way. Tango Gameworks, developers of both the Evil Within games, could also be showing a new game. The Evil Within 2 released back in 2017, so they've been working on something in the meantime. Like Arcane, I think that they are equally likely to show something this year or next, but between the two studios, I am fairly confident that we will see at least one new game announcement. Bethesda also recently released The Elder Scrolls Blades and has been tweaking it, making changes, trying to make the game better in some ways. I think we may see Bethesda give us some updates about the upcoming Arena PvP, and perhaps some new areas to explore or additional features of some kind. On top of that, we may see some other mobile game from Bethesda, but I doubt it. They have said that they want to release new mobile games on a relatively frequent basis, so if there's anything in the works, perhaps for Starfield, there is a very slight possibility that we will see it in more detail at this event. What do I think we will definitely not see? Anything for The Elder Scrolls 6. While I would absolutely be excited to see some new trailer or information of any kind about the game, I think for Bethesda Game Studios, it will be potentially just the Starfield trailer. The Elder Scrolls 6 is a game that is not likely launching for another 5 years from now, so there really wouldn't be any reason for them to show it, especially after last year. Starfield, meanwhile, is likely launching next year or in 2 years at the absolute most, so Bethesda really needs to start marketing it. Now, no one expected to see either Starfield or The Elder Scrolls 6 shown at last year's E3, let alone both, so anything is possible. I already have my expectations up too high regarding Starfield, so I am trying to be at least somewhat realistic about The Elder Scrolls 6. But if they did show something for it, I think it may just be the name reveal as to where the game is set in Tamriel. So what do you guys think? Are we seeing Starfield or The Elder Scrolls 6 at E3 this year? Perhaps both? What else are you excited to see from Bethesda's E3 press conference? Let's discuss in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Maybe click that bell icon. And as always, thank you so much for watching.